How's it going? It's Matt here. I'm the CEO of Warrp, also known as ToastPunk, and creator of Racer Club Labs. How's it going, everyone? Today I'm going to bring you through a session on Racer Club, and you're more than welcome to listen in. It's going to be a live format, and I hope you learn something. Thank you. Labs as well. So my team and I have built this P2E game, which we feel that needs to be shared with a lot of people out there in the world. The main aim of it is to assist 2,500 NFT communities that are on the Ethereum chain. However, we've got some advantages of being a ToastPunk member, and that's what we want to talk about today. Okay, so let's get straight into it. Okay, so guys, I'm going to go through the white paper today, and I'm also going to go through the trailer to explain to you what the story behind the trailer is, so that you know. And I'm going to pop the trailer up first, but in essence, let me just break it down to you. Okay, it goes through the scene of what current metaverses are out there today. Tom Ape, which is the main character of the Racer Club game, he is waiting there looking backwards, and he's seeing something in the front of him, which is Racer Club. And basically we play a song, which is we've got the original license for it to use it, and you know, it's about flying. Okay, it's about getting ready to go to the moon. That's what we normally do in the Web3 space. We all talk about that all the time. So that's what Tom Ape does. He sees then Pikapuko and Sonic Crew at the bottom in the ToastPunk Genesis Racer Club game, alongside many of other racer clubs out there as well. You got plenty of other different types of tracks out there. This is just to symbolize that, you know, Racer Club is equipped to handle many races out there, many tracks, many clubs out there. And then you will see then a part where there's a portal that comes up, and an MAYC character jumps into the track, and Pikapuko and Sonic Crew starts chasing that character. Now that part there resembles the crossover metaverse that will happen once we build all the initial economies, as in the first 800 out of the 2,500 racer clubs that join us and get started. That's when the crossover, after that, we look at, you know, building that and making that the next big thing. And then you'll see some collaborative partners of ours, you know, Milady, Booze Bears, in the down mix as well, chasing Tom Ape and Pikapuko and Sonic Crew in a cliff-hanging format to go for the game. It's the idea of the whole symbology of the trailer is to let people know that we are coming and that we are building, and that this game is going to kick ass. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay. The key things to take here now, before you get into this, or before I get into the details of the white paper and everything else, the key thing you need to understand is this: Racer Club Labs does not operate on a singular game token. Each club has its own game token, and we encourage clubs to bring in their own token for a particular reason. It's totally different than all the other games built out there, where they want you to focus at their token and get their token. We prefer, and we actually, that's the whole game format, is that collections or NFT communities come in with their own token, because they're using their own NFTs as well. Okay, so there's no new NFTs created, no new tokens created. It's all by their own communities there. And that is the key there, what we feel will make the difference in Racer Club Labs, because you get loyalty, retention, better play use, and essentially better economy, so that the players can earn more money as well. Okay, that's the whole concept behind Racer Club Labs, to build this groundbreaking base of players that continue to stay together with the game in their own little clubs. And then we'll utilize a ranking system to allow clubs and players to rank up, where they can permanently keep their attributes, as well as participate in the crossover metaverse format tournaments later on, which will be massive esports style tournaments with $1 million prizes, you know, crazy amount of money prizes, to reward players basically. So that's the side of the economics of the game. But the game itself, guys, we've been trialing every single thing out there to see what works best, you know, what gets people happy. We know that driving a Lamborghini or Ferrari is not what it's about. You know, in the Web3 space, it's about being yourself, being your own personality. And that's why each and every racer looks like the person's NFT, their own persona. That's number one. Number two is we know that the game, the game play itself has to be fun and fantastic. And we've equipped that together with the traditional Mario Kart. And also lately, if you guys have tried it out, it's called Hot Wheels on Xbox. That's a really, really cool game. It's got these mini cars that go around everywhere and playing tracks, and there's got all these hurdles that you have to go through. That's the interesting part about the game as well, which we want to make sure we instill into every club out there. And because all the art, all the track stuff is all based on their own collection, there's no other better place to play a game than your own home. Okay, and that's what it's about. That's what Racer Club is about. Okay, so let me start the trailer, and then I'm going to go through some stuff on the white paper side of things, and we can discuss that further. Guys, this is going to be on YouTube. So if you like what you're hearing, I'm going to say the typical thing: subscribe to ToastPunk. Write the comments below so that at least we can know what your feedback is, and we can get you some details back on that there as well. Okay, so let's start the trailer up. And let's take it from there, okay? Sandbox. Wild Worlds. There was NFT Worlds at the very beginning. There we go, guys. I love that. I mean, I don't know what you guys think, but yeah, I just love the whole production quality of that there, because it tells a story of Racer Club, what we're about, what we want to do. By the way, I've never commented on our own trailer before, other than what I'm doing right now. So I just want to say, guys, the team that built it, we spent a lot of money on it and a lot of time to get this done right, and I feel that that just that blew my mind away, the creativity and the way it's done. And there's going to be more trailers coming out as well. Don't get me wrong. There's something I'm going to mention a bit of alpha on how the drop is going to work for the Racer Clubs to join us. But moving on. Yeah, so if you jump to the Racer Club game, you would see the days, the countdown of which we anticipate the game drop will happen. But you can put in an email, sign up, and essentially with that there, you'll be able to get access straight to the white paper URL, or you can actually go straight to the white paper URL as well. If you're on the ToastPunk Discord, you'll get that straight away. If you've been following my tweets, you'll get that straight away as well. And yeah, it's out in the open right now. So guys, what is it about and how we intend to launch it? So there's 3 phases we break it down to. The first phase, in essence, is what we're going to do is a early access game just for the ToastPunk community called ToastPunk Genesis Racer Club. So to be involved in that, you need to own a ToastPunk Genesis NFT, and that will allow you to start the game 30 days before everyone else. Okay, allows you to level up, allows you to experience it. Yeah, there is this is part of the utility of the ToastPunk Genesis NFTs. One of them. There's plenty of utilities out there as well, but this is one of them, and this is where you stand to have a big advantage here, because you can start making money in the games from that day itself. And then after that, we'll do what we call a Game Pack NFT drop. Game Pack NFT drop, which is the market access drop. So we'll drop the balance 2,499 NFTs in the market via Mint, an allow list mint, where essentially this gives access to all collections out there, NFT communities out there that want to start their own club. Now the cool thing about this is this, okay? And I'm going to draw some comparisons with pricing and timing and developments, etc. So when we built this game, we built it on a massive wireframe level, which means that we can equip it with any art style formats in the races. We can change all the settings for the different attributes for the races. We can do many things, okay? The tracks even, we can make them all completely look different. For each and every club, we intend to have them all unique to their own communities, as what I said before. So the idea here is that we'll offer a game pack NFT, which is the access NFT to start your own club. It will be pricey. It won't be a typical, free mint or 0.09 kind of thing. It'll be in the higher range, more like a Moonbirds kind of style price, or like a land drop kind of price. And the reason for that is because it is in essence a land. It's a component of the whole game ecosystem that is going to be there for the long term. But with that price there, so we haven't actually solidified that price yet, but it'd be around, I would say, the $4,000 mark. And the reason is because with the 2,500 we're going to drop, we aim to raise from the mint around $7 to $10 million. And the reason we do that is these games, or straight away, we'll pick then the top 800 based on rankings, based on community votes, and the top 800 of those 2,500 game pack NFTs, they can start their game almost straight away within 2 to 4 weeks, and we'll onboard, a few hundred clubs every single month, all the way till we hit an 800 club mark, and we anticipate to do that within 3 to 4 months. That's a big expense there, so it's about, I think, close to $6 to $7 to $8 million in creating all the art and getting all the the different things done, and all the personnel running around, collaborating with all the different projects, coordinating what's going on. So that's all the cost that it's going to go towards, mainly that. So it's for completely free for all those first 800. After the 800, however, those guys need to pay for their own art, and that goes through a separate utility function of the game called the Asset Creators Marketplace. I'll discuss about that in a second. So once we do the drop, we intend to first get a massive allow list of all these collections on the Ethereum network that we know will work very well with it. A few of them, our collaborative partners, we work with over 130 people, collections, and there's also an opportunity to do the stuff with NFTX.io, which has itself on their platform around 650 to 750 different NFT collections out there. Now let me go and show you what NFTX is about. So NFTX is a vaulted platform system, and they have majority all the big collections there. They've got goblins, they've got CryptoPunks, they've got doodles, they've got everyone out there. So you see Milady there, you got Punk, etc. So all these collections out there, and especially the PFP based ones, they can actually come in and start their own club almost straight away, because there'll be a tool and our bridging teams that will allow that 2D PFP art to come into a 3D art form racer style, and a full animation, full blended format, so they can use it straight away in the game. So you've got Cool Cats, you've got Tubby, you've got Per, you've got Emphas, you've got Ruse, you've got everyone. So it doesn't matter whether they got an existing utility already. This is a complete separate utility for them as well to start a racing game and be part of the whole racer club ecosystem of other clubs out there playing as well. Each of these vaults, or each of these collections in the NFTX system, has their own token already. They have their own ERC20 token. So I'll give an example with Milady. Milady has, this is not their full collection, by the way. This is what their holders have placed in the vault. So their full collection is obviously on the chain. But let me show you a few things, how it works here. So as I was saying before, each collection has their own token. This one here, the token is called Milady token, and anyone for that matter can go straight to Sushi Swap and buy this token right now fractionally. Okay, you just put a bit of ETH and you get the Milady token. Okay, it's loading up right now, but what you'll see is you can buy that. What we're intending to do is we're intending to use the existing token they have here already in the game as the game's economy for Milady Racer Club. You understand what I'm saying? So each and every club will have their own token that is ready to go. Now, why we do that is simple. If money is spent in a game, when it goes to the main game token, players feel that, I'm paying someone else. But if you're holding a Milady, and you're playing a Milady game, and you're spending money in the Milady pack store, okay, guess what? When you buy, or put money into and use the Milady token to buy or play in the game, you're adding value in the liquidity pool of Milady token. And what happens when that happens is essentially a price increase in the Milady token. And when a price increase happens in the Milady token, or that token of that particular collection, the NFT value goes up as well. Because, say for example, the economy is driving in the game day by day, it keeps going. The buy price, sell price, swap price, and spot price of Milady goes up. And when that goes up, that creates an opportunity for an arbitrage between OpenSea and the NFTX vault, and that will lift the OpenSea price up because people will be buying from that day and selling to the vault until it becomes it reaches that point of balancing as well, where the liquidity is drawn out and the value goes and the OpenSea flow goes up. So my point is, with having your own game token and playing with your own game token, you're not only supporting your own project, you're not only supporting your own NFT collection, you're giving your holders maximum value. And that is the key difference with Racer Club versus the current P2E games out there today. That's the main thing. We aim to use this as a function where holders of a particular collection can increase their value with the NFTs they own. And there's another cool thing as well, that really, I just want to touch on this very quickly. We've got a renting function as well built into each and every Racer Club, so everyone will have their own place where they sell their NFTs, and with the stats and all that kind of stuff. But you have your own renting function where people that have a lot of these NFTs of that particular collection can also rent them out, and it's staked on the contract, etc. So that's NFTX is a separate platform, by the way. It's nothing to do with Racer Club Labs, but we utilize their platform a lot to ensure that we work together to get this whole player base retentive, loyal, and also give maximum value to the holders there. Okay, so just back on the white paper again. That game pack NFT drop is so critical because, number one, even though you miss out, say you don't get the first top 800, say you're not the top 800 of those minters, okay, or so those main packs that get that free offering to start the club straight away. We will have a staking protocol from day dot, from the mint protocol, and it's a very unique and cool, different staking method. It's not your typical put your NFT there, earn a token. No, we're gonna do it in a way where you plug your game pack NFT. So like it will look like the a crypto gaming card kind of thing. You plug it into this big game server, virtual game server that we've got, and every day you earn 1% charge. Next day you earn 2%, 3%, etc., etc. Okay, the more charge you have, the more you can claim when we do the R Club token drop. Once we've established the whole ground base of all players. And why is that important? Is because simple. That is free money up for grabs. When we have, a lot of you guys remember ApeCoin when it happened with Bored Ape Your Club and Mutant Ape Your Club. They gave massive incentive to their holders that hold Bored Ape and Mutant Ape and even the kennel. And those people cleaned up. That's 20, 30, 40, 50, 100,000 just dropped to them because they held those NFTs. Okay. Not only holding a game pack NFT is valid for that reason because you get the R Club token drop later, but holding a game pack NFT also gives you the land property rights to other collections that want to start their own Racer Club, and that drives value up. So we foresee, based on the demand, based on the supply, there's only 2,500. Based on the demand out there of people wanting this game pack NFT to start their own Racer Club, this could drive the secondary price up tremendously and volume as well. Okay, so that's a key concept of the market access and the public access. Then once it's all established in phase 3, as I said, there's a few things that are going to happen there. We're going to actually formulate a Racer Club DAO, which will specifically handle areas of the project because you need that. You can't have just one, us, as developers running the development side of things. We need, proper management of the whole project, which we've broken down into 5 areas. So you got the title series, which is the 2,500 game pack NFT holders. What are we going to do with them? How do we encourage them to come on? How do we onboard them? Make sure the economies are thriving. Then you've got the crossover board member, which is going to be in charge of the crossover side of things, making all those relationships in real life, organizing all those tournaments with the teams. Then you're going to have treasury, obviously, to handle the R Club token projections, market maker, liquidity pools, investors, etc., etc., etc. Then you have a couple more, which is the growth. So, this is always needed. So doesn't matter where we are in the market. Like you look at the other side, they launched really, really well. They still need a growth exposure out there, and that's why the growth director will be in charge of this. And then finally, innovations director, which is key because innovation side of things, once we expand out this Web3 space from, normal computers to Xbox to PlayStation to whatever it might be, mobile phones, etc. There's a key component there of understanding that technology and embedding that technology within the whole ecosystem. Okay, so as a collection owner, like if I was given this positioning, I own a few collections out there. As a founder, and if I'm presented an opportunity of starting my own racer club, I would take it within a heartbeat because it makes so much sense for my holders, for my community, for the rest of the space as well, and for the evolution of the whole thing. Okay, and we've done a massive research on this based on the existing metaverses out there today. I respect them. You got Sandbox, you got Decentraland, you got other side coming up. You got a few others out there. The key thing, what they don't offer is, ability for plugins, instant plugins and quick plugins for collection owners to thrive and allowed to give their holders utility. So that's the key thing there. I want to touch on. Sorry, I ramped on too much about that there, but I just had to actually go through that there. So it's going to be ERC20, and ERC721. These are one of the things that actually gave us a little bit of a hurdle with the investment side, but it's all covered right now. The key one was, we were invited to go to other chains, use their, and given grants and investment in there as well. But we said no because we wanted to support the ETH chain, and we knew where the ETH chain was hitting, especially with the NFTX, association there as well. The idea as well, another idea and key thing here is we want to make sure we put as much money back into the players' pockets, okay? Because like a lot of the other games, it's all dependent on the token. For us, it's dependent on the players and the community. Okay, the stronger the community is, the more drive they go through their economy, and the more wins they will get for themselves. Always will be wins for themselves, and the money stays within themselves. Obviously, there's staking once you win. So there's a 7-day straightforward staking that goes on, and you can earn more APR based on the pack stock purchases as well. And there's all these other cool little functions that is inbuilt in each and every game. One more thing I want to mention is, drawing comparison to, making your own game. So, we've been down this track, so we know, and a lot of other people out there that have built their own games will know the same thing as well. You can't build a game overnight. You can't build a game in a month, 2 months, 3 months, 5 months, 6 months. You can't, okay? You can't build a good game, okay? So we've spent a lot of time and a lot of money invested into making sure that we get this done right for the community, okay? And so that they can come in and our creators can come in and founders can come in and join and start their own games almost instantly and for very, very low cost. Because once the game pack NFT is done, $4,000, once you get the first 800, that's fine. If you don't, it might cost you 15 grand extra to start your own game. Still with the maximum amount of cost. I'd say our secondary goes up to 10 ETH, the price, okay? Say it's $15,000 plus another $15,000 for your artwork, your track styling, everything else. Within 2 to 4 weeks, using our team functionalities and the asset creators marketplace, you start your own game. Okay, so that's 30,000 maximum, worst case scenario, and 2 to 4 weeks. Like no one can start their own game with that amount of cost and time. It's actually ridiculously, a no-brainer for collections to go, hey, let's do that. And yeah, once you get that there, the cool thing is creators earn 15% royalty from the game. And I'm going to show you how that works. This is the creators of the founders' wallet. So the wallets of the actual creators of those collections there. So yeah, you guys are more than welcome to go to the white paper. I'm not going to go through every single page. I'm just going to go through the main stuff to cover. But the game pack NFT drop itself will have a split of different types of game packs. Some of them will come with 2 tracks. Some of them come with 3 tracks, 4 tracks, 5 tracks, or 6 tracks. The 6 tracks ones are more rare, which means you can start a bigger game economy. So you can start a game that has allowances to have 6 different track levels and various other things in there to simultaneously run various racing games as well at a go. And when you have that, basically you got to be back to the big community, something like maybe Mutant Ape or Bored Ape or someone as big as that. Even Milady will be okay and a few others. But the reason is because the more tracks you got, the more economy you can create, the better your token can go, the better NFTs can go, the more rewards your holders can get, and the better chances of you to get up in the higher ranks later to play those big crossover tournament games. Either way, if you mint one of these and you luckily get a level 6 game pack, you know they're going to be sitting on real hot property there, okay? Because those will be the ones that these bigger collections I want to get later on down the track. So as I said earlier on, I was explaining NFTX native vault tokens, what that is versus a game token. So R Club later on when we launch, so Racer Club being the R Club token, when we launch that, it won't be a game token. It'll be a utility token for the Asset Creators Marketplace and a governance token for the Racer Club DAO. NFTX, or the tokens created via the vaults, that's what we'll be using for internal games itself. Now, if you already got your own game or your own token, you got your own game out there, the creators already got their own game out there, they get their own game token, they can still bridge that into our game as long as it's the ERC20 token. But the high recommendation is to associate with your NFTX vault, because that way you know that once your token goes up in price, your NFT goes up in price as well, based on the arbitrage meta I was talking about before. So yeah, this is why it's brilliant here, and this is why I think that once a lot of people join and once the economies start thriving, we will see a massive increase in support, increase in liquidity for all these NFT projects, which are now not just NFTs are illiquid, but now having a game token, it's going to be so liquid, it's going to be fantastic for the holders, and the daily activity is just going to keep going over and over again. So yeah, let me move on. So our roadmap, we've completed April, May, June. We in fact started this way before already. This is one of our plans. From the ToastPunk world side, we sort of moved into this Racer Club because we want to hone down straight on the game. And by the way, just another alpha I'm going to drop is, I know we're talking about Racer Club today, but potentially in the future, if this is a success, when this is a success, we can open up Battle Club, Fight Club, various other things as well, because we know how to build these baseline communities and games out there already. With more money, with more investment, with more functionality, from our perspective, it's not about taking those profits out. I mean, stakeholders, shareholders, investors will reap the benefits, but from our perspective, it's always about reinvesting into the developments of the future, because this is not just a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 year thing. I think it's going to be for a long time, and we want to be in the frontiers of this year. And when it goes back in time 10 years later down the track and says who actually changed the way P2Es were done, they're going to point at us and they're going to say, hey, Racer Club Labs did it, Warrp guys did it. And it's not for anything else, but it's for us to change the way things are handled out there in the space. Okay, so this is just the basic roadmap of what's going on right now. We're still finalizing the seed funding with the VCs and the angels right now. And it's a small seed round, but it's all tied into the LP rounds for the token later, and also the mid round for the NFT market drop as well. So a lot of people are involved across all those areas. A bit more convoluted, the seed round. So even though it's like a very simple in to buy seed, it's not about that. We are looking for long-term strategic partners, and we've got the likes of a lot of people out there so interested and keen, and we are actually getting all those legal documents, everything all signed off, so that we know how to frontier with this here. The team, Warrp, which is the company that I founded back in 2020. We are creators of various kind of marketplace softwares, AI and ML tools in the Web 2 space. Prior to this year, I built projects from scratch. So from basically from what I call napkin sketches, all the way till exits. I built corporate teams, boards. We had a lot of government people, many things, and we sold them off for multi-million dollars. Done it 3 times already. One in the wheel and tire space. Prior to that, was in the internet space, very young. Another one was in the LED lighting efficiency space. I got solar space as well, and also the car automobile space as well. So that's why, from a racing club or from a game perspective, I chose cars, or I chose motorsport, because my background is in that there. I have a lot of connections on networks in there, with F1, with importation, exportation, selling, structures and all that kind of stuff in the car game. And I can use that to our advantage, basically, in whilst building this game, in real life events, with the tournaments, all that other things down there as well. We love our tech. Warrp loves our tech. Our team loves our tech. We've got a CFO and CTO, so Roman. These guys, I work with them, for long. Like, these are my core guys that I always have beside me, other than all the other managers and all the other staff members. But these are the guys that I entrust every day to do my work, or the work that we do together. And Roman, brilliant mind with technology, knows a lot of stuff. Look, a lot of connections out there as well with the tech space. Vince, just the loveliest guy ever. You meet him, he's a finance guy, an accounts guy, mergers and acquisitions guys. But yeah, he just knows his stuff, and I trust him as well with all my money basically. So yeah, that's my core team. We are obviously offspringing the team into more a solid organizational manager format, game developers, chief development officers for the game, etc. And that will be introduced accordingly once we announce the Racer Club Lab formation. So yeah, if you're going to be an investor, right now, best timing to do so is to pick up one of those toasts or ToastPunks in out there in NFTs. You can go and buy a Genesis right now, really cheap. These are the ones that are going to be used in the Racer Club, ToastPunk Genesis Racer Club game. And they can formulate you into starting your race, not your race team, but you'll be part of the ToastPunk Genesis Racer Club. But these are the ones that you use to earn your daily rewards based on your racing results. OG ToastPunk, which is the main original ToastPunk collection that we launched. That one there gives you access to the treasury management of ToastPunk Genesis Racer Club, because that will be the 15% collection owner or the royalty owner for ToastPunk Genesis Racer Club out there. But at the same time, it's an amazing community. If you visit us on Twitter, you'll see what we're all about. We're always giving back to the community. We're always supporting, helping, caring for as much people as we can. We're out there in spaces all the time and in front of people, just to, pass on our wisdom experience to those people out there, to encourage them to do better, to get better, to not get scammed. So many other things out there that are happening back in the space. That's what we're about. So to join the ToastPunk community, very simple, just purchase one of our NFTs on OpenSea or NFTX, the vault as well. If you're looking for a seed investment round or to be part of that, the main company round, you can contact Vince. He'll give you the IM, the documents, the data room access, etc. But yeah, we're looking for key strategic partners there to finalize the round. It's already finalized, but the more people we have, the better it is. Okay. Now I want to talk a bit about ToastPunk Genesis Racer Club. So that's the first game that we're going to launch. The club that we're going to launch, part of the Racer Club ecosystem. So it'll be based on the 10 characters of ToastPunk Genesis. So each of them will have a different attributes to it. The more rarer they are, the better attributes they have, similar to how all those other clubs will function as well. All races are done in 3D. Now, initially, so the demo right now is out. If you're a ToastPunk holder, you would have seen that demo link and you have trialed it. And that's done in Unity. But we're actually most probably going to change to Unreal Engine if you want it to be more EA Sports, kind of like that kind of elaborate format. Okay, so that's why it's taking a bit of time to step up with the developments there, but that is key, I think, in ensuring that we have a really good game for our holders, not just for our holders in ToastPunk, but obviously for the rest of the other guys that mint the GamePunk NFT and start their own clubs as well. We want it to be of high caliber, that it can be seen by anyone and go, hey, this is a cool game, this is a cool club, I want to join it. Okay. So yeah, you can read more about it. The whole ToastPunk Genesis Racer Club will be powered by the TP Gen token, which is the vault token of ToastPunk Genesis. So once again, another way to invest early and smart right now is to buy some of those tokens, to hold on to them, because you know that that's going to rise in value. Okay, once this comes up. top 3 guys win the most in the game. So when the race happens, it's all regulated, by the way. Every single club has the same format, time, attribute, encouragement, etc. But the key thing is the top 3 will win the most, okay? And we've done the way how they're going to win those things there. So if you go to the race experience side, you'll see, sorry, not the race experience, the economy side, you will see what happens. We've broken down the whole economy of the game and how this is like the dynamics of the tokenomics of how it works. But in essence, number 1 wins the most, number 2 wins the second most, third wins the third most. And every other player gets something small even, okay? So you don't lose out. Because it costs you money to play a game. And I explain how it costs you money. So the regulations of the game is as simple as this. Every NFT that you have that is fresh off, that just plugged into the game, just to start a game. So ToastPunk Toast, that just plugged into the game. You choose your character, you associate that character with that NFT. It's only 101. And then each of them start with 5 health energy bars, okay? These 5 energy bars get used up every time you compete in a competitive race. So when you go for that prize money, you lose 1 energy bar. This is each race, okay, that happens. So once the race completes, 1 energy bar is gone. What you got to do is you got to replenish those energy bars, okay, via the pack store. So you buy more energy packs, you equip them to your racer, and you can carry on accordingly, okay? Each NFT has 5 to start with, so you got 5 free games to start with, basically, and try your best to earn as much as you can. But on top of that, by playing every day, you also get a free pack every day. There's a free pack opening every day, and there's a free weekly pack as well opening every day. Every week. So the more you play, the more free packs you get to open, the more chances you have to get more energy bars, more booster packs as well for your different level of attributes. Those are temporary boosters for your speed, acceleration, and your strength. But yeah, energy is the key criteria to the whole economy, just so you know, okay? That's what costs you money. But in turn, by driving that money across that whole game economy there, the better you are at playing the game, the more chances you are winning more, okay? And there's always a chance there in any game whatsoever. It's based on skill, which is great. So, the more skillful you are, the better you're going to earn. But the sort of examples we've come past, okay, is that, if you're the lousiest player, you got your NFT already before, you've lost everything there, and you want to sell that NFT or rent it, up to you. Do whatever you want to do, okay? But if you're a really good player or amateur player or average player, earning, getting top 3 spots, maybe third, fifth, second, first, and then 1 in a single day is quite possible. And that will give you around, $150, $200. Now, to earn $150, $200 a day playing a game is a no-brainer. Like, no game out there today pays you this sort of money to play. I'm not talking about selling the assets, I'm talking about getting rewards in the game. And then on top of that, those rewards, you stake it for 7 days, auto stake. And then you get 7 days, anything else that happens in the pack store to create that APR generates you more yield. Okay, so it's just a no-brainer, I think, the way that we've done things there. You're more than welcome to check it out, more than welcome to ask any questions, or more than welcome to comment and feedback, and give us your feedback based on that there. But all games, so this is the ToastPunk Genesis race, all of those other racer clubs will formulate the same way as well. Just using different art style, different default configuration settings for the attributes of each player, but it'll be all the same. 5 energy bars for you to use, replenish again through the pack store. Everything is going to be the same, okay? Now, the tokenomics can be set up for each racer club, but it's done once, and that's it, and that's locked into the contract. So, for example, the ToastPunk Genesis Racer Club tokenomics is that 65% of all the money that goes through, all the tokens that go through the pack store, gets rewarded for the game player. So that's used for the game part, where number 1, number 2, number 3 wins, and everyone else wins. 15% goes to the staking side, so that's where your yield comes in. 15% goes to the DAO, or the collection wallet of that collection. So, for ToastPunk Genesis Racer Club, the ToastPunk OG DAO is the main treasury holder for everything. So that wallet will be for the DAO straight away. And they get 15% of all game revenue every single day. 5% is reserved for Racer Club Labs, which is the company that is developing everything there. And that's what we take. That's like your OpenSea fees of 2.5%. We chose 5% because it's a more dynamic, more bigger spread. There's going to be a massive amount of team members behind the scenes that are equipping for this year. But, we'll run things like bonuses free royalties on our side, so more gets tipped into the game, things like that. We'll do that time and time again. There's definitely ways of what we're thinking that to do as well. So the race experience is quite simple. If you're playing to compete, which means you're using an energy bar, you're playing for those rewards. You can also play for fun and earn XP. And XP is broken down into racer XP and game XP, and I'll go into that in a second as well. Okay, but ToastPunk Genesis will start at level 1 called the kitchen. Level 2 will be another type of track. You know, it could be the garage, could be something else. And you keep going up that way. So there's game XP, there's racer XP. Now I'm going to read this out here so you know. So game XP is saved in the player's Racer Club main account, which means that every player that makes a Racer Club main account, they might hold NFTs from different collections out there, which all have their own Racer Clubs. So they can go play in all those different Racer Clubs and earn those local native tokens. But they have one game XP account, which holds all their stats, everything about themselves and what they've associated with. Then you've got the Racer XP, which is the NFTs XP. So that's the XP that belongs to the NFT and is saved with the NFT and is transferable to the next person who owns an NFT. Okay, so for example, you know, you own a Tom Ape NFT from ToastPunk Genesis collection. You've leveled that Tom Ape up to level 2 by gaining Racer XP. When you sell that Tom Ape to the next person, that XP goes alongside with them there. So if you upgraded the attributes of that Tom Ape accordingly, it goes along to the next owner as well. Okay, via the marketplace, Racer Club marketplace, which will also be on OpenSea and everywhere else. But the marketplace of Racer Club will show you more stats. You know, the model itself, what have they done before, what are the previous wins, all that kind of stuff. So that's the cool stuff about that there. Plus, also we have that renting function I was talking about before. Okay. Every strategy is different, so you can boost your game. You can set up your races where you add boost to them before the game or during the game. So if you're losing in a game and you want to get more speed for some reason, you can add that boost in there. Yes, you use that booster pack, which you need to buy from the pack stores and you get for free sometimes through the daily free packs. But that's how you game advantage yourself, okay, to play in the game. It's all about game strategy as well. So there's a lot of those things that happen in the game as well. Not just, you know, play to earn, that's it. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of exciting features that you guys are going to enjoy a lot of, I believe. Now, I want to touch base on I did just do a tweet on this here, but this is the typical setup of any club, okay? They'll choose their main characters. Ours are all characters, so it's nice and easy to bring them into life this way. Other collections out there might be skin color, might be, you know, base style, might be hairstyle, might be clothes style, could be whatever it might be. All of them will appear differently in the game, but all of them will get given a different sort of attribute: top speed, acceleration, handling, and strength, based on their rarity, you know, in their collection. The more rarer they are, the better they're going to perform in the game. That's how the default settings set up, and that's the part and parcel of what we do within that 2 to 4 weeks when we set up a game. We go through all these settings and make sure it's all done properly. So yeah, touching base on the game and Racer XP and why this is so crucial. Well, let's jump straight to the Racer XP here because this is fun, okay? So whenever you win a game, okay, whenever you win a Racer Club game, you get 50 Racer XP. So that's one, you accumulate that, beautiful. Every time you get a podium spot, so top 3, you get 25 XP. Every time you complete a game, so you just complete a game, you get 5 XP. Every time you apply a booster, so if you spend money, you got a booster or you got it for free, you apply it, you get 10 XP, so that includes energy and everything else. That's all considered under booster. And every racer then has the standard sort of levels, okay, of what they are. So you got level 1, which is 0 to 1000 Racer XP. If you accumulate 1000 XP, you're still level 1. Level 2 and onwards is 1000 to 5000. Level 3 is 5000 to 10,000, etc., etc., etc. Now, why is this important? And I'm going to explain to you why. Getting to level 2 and starting a game early, that's why it's important for the ToastPunk guys to start in earlier. They can level themselves up earlier. Is because only level 2 players and above can be part of the R Club token claim when it drops. So it's like, as I said early on, when ApeCoin dropped, Mutant Ape and above got certain things, Bot Ape and above got certain things that held for X amount of time. These guys that are level 2, so any player, ToastPunk, inclusive of everyone else, okay, in the whole ecosystem of Racer Club when it comes on, when we launch the iClub token, level 2 players and above can claim, and if I'm not mistaken, it's 300 million. Hang on, let me just go back there so I don't misquote myself. The iClub token. Sorry, yes, I am right. 300 million tokens that are claimed by the level 2 plus NFT holders. And all of them are unlocked at claim. Now, this is the cool part about it. A lot of people go, why are you unlocking, why are you just allowing for this coins to go out there and or tokens to go out there and get sold in the market? Okay. Well, the matter of the point is you need liquidity. You need liquidity in market positions in any token format. So this is the aim. And everything else, so you can see the launch partners, they get 15%, Racer Club gets 15%, ToastPunk founder gets 5%. All these are locked. Everything is locked. Even the DAO is locked as well. The DAO that receives the other 300 million to form that treasury, to form that board members and everything else, that's also locked. Okay. The only two that are mainly not unlocked is the game pack NFT holders. Remember I said before, it's important to have that 1%, 2%, 3, 4, 5% charge per day when you stake it. Is because you can claim this 50 million tokens. Okay, so if you're one out of the 2,500 game pack NFT holders that have reached that point, you can claim that 50 million, and players can claim that 300 million. Now, what does it equal to in terms of money value? In terms of what individually you can get? Okay, firstly, what you can get as a value terms, it depends on the market launch and what happens there. Now, we forecast and perceive based on the number activity and how we'll formulate that player base of 800 clubs first and foremost, with about 750 to about 1 million players a day actively engaging in all those economies, right? We feel that a market cap on launch of 750 mil to $1 billion is a no-brainer, which means that the price could easily be $1 to $2, somewhere above that there for each iClub token. Now, don't quote me again. This is not financial advice, but I'm saying this is all based on our TAs and what we can forecast on. In saying that, though, how does it tie back to these tokens and what players and game pack holders can claim? Is we worked it out. It's roughly about, for these 50 million tokens divided by the 2,500 player game pack NFT, that's about equivalent 20,000 tokens each that they can get on claim. 20,000 is about 20 grand, 25 grand. So there you go. You get your money straight away back almost for holding your game pack NFTs as long as you can hold them. And this is just the low level. I reckon it could be much, much, much higher than that there. Holders, players that get level 2 and onwards, so getting up to level 2 even, you're not just playing the game, you obviously would have earned some money along the way as well. Yes, you have spent money in the pack store, but you've earned money as well. But that's around, I would say, about a $4,000 or $5,000 claim per player, depending again on how high up you are. We are going to tier it where if you're level 3, level 4, level 5, you get more. Okay, you get more allocation of these 300 million. So that we just reward based on skill, based on how early you are in the game, and based on how you've given yourself to this game to get that claim. Okay, so that's where it's really interesting to start early on in the game, and that's I want to point out that there again. Okay, so let's go back to the visuals. These are just some basic stuff that we've done. We've seen the graphics out there. We're going for Unity game engine style. I would recommend everyone to go through the economy section to learn about the game economy. So how much is needed per, if you're a creator founder and you need to know roughly what you got to do to ensure that your game economy is daily, is working well for your players and your holders, and you're getting the right attributes for it. Read this page, it's a really good page for it as well. Moving on, let's go to phase 2 and talk about, we already did talk about the title series Game Pack NFT, but yeah, this is exciting, okay, because as I said earlier on, it's not going to be a 10,000, 50,000, whatever it is, 100,000 other side kind of land drop. It's going to be only 2,500. That's going to be maximum ever what clubs can be formed under the race club ecosystem. So therefore, you're going to have people fighting over these spots to be the best there is. Right now in OpenSea, there's massive, you guys have seen all the projects out there. There's too many projects out there. So I would say the survival of the fitness would be the best. Founders that have, that maybe don't have the direction or might not have the funds to start, a game because it costs a lot of money, they can go through this game pack NFT process with the Racer Club and get the communities active again together. Okay, as I said, the ultimate aim and why we open this up to everyone, not just to have this game for ourselves. The reason being is because we want to assist the space. We want to make sure that the whole Ethereum chain is rejuvenated as far as NFTs is concerned. We are showing the world that there's true utility with NFT connections and games, and we're reviving the whole P2E scene. That's what our aim is. That's the aim. That's my aim. That's my goal. I want to see people thrive this year. I want to see founders go, hey, I connected Racer Club to my NFT collection right now. My holders are playing it. It's not just like your poker night or your karaoke night or whatever with your holders. It actually is a game that is earning money back in the form of tokens, and it's increasing value at the same time day by day. So that's the key thing there, what I want to try to achieve. So that's my concentration at the back. That's what I'll be solely focused at doing, just so that you guys know. There'll be a allow list format as well. We're going to consider the first trench of people that are already on NFTX.io. So once again, if you've got a collection out there that's sold out right now, I would say plug into NFTX.io to trial or learn about what they're doing. So that you get picked up in front. They have about 650 to 750. We're not particularly sure of the exact number because some are PFP based, some are not. But we're going to onboard those ones first because the contracts are already there. We'll work in line very well with us there. It's all about just opening up their tokens. We'll have a department later solely at helping these tokens enter into exchanges, whether it's bigger ones or smaller ones, depending on the token economy, because we know a lot of exchanges want to have good tokens on their platform. Just another cool thing here I want to mention is this. Right now, if you guys don't know the stats, I'm going to let you know. There's 900 over P2E games that are floating around everywhere in the blockchain, okay? I'm talking about Solana, Ethereum, everywhere else. There's 900. That's the last time I checked, was about a month ago. In the bear market now, I'm sure there's not many has launched more. So it's about, call it 900 to 1,000, okay? That's in total P2E games. Out of those games there, failure rates on all those games are around the 85 to 90% threshold, which means only 10% make it there. And the others just die off in volume. They just got nowhere to go anymore, okay? The problem with that market, and as I said, that sector there, is because they're all based on one game token, and if that game token drops, it all drops, and there's actually no community built. And the players all mainly come from player guilds, and the player guilds are there to make money. So versus what we are trying to do is totally different. We're going for community build. So we are encouraging communities to join, holders of existing NFTs to join, and to be part of their own game ecosystem. Sorry, what I want to mention is this: 900 games in total out there. When we launch, we have 800 clubs. I consider each and every one a game, okay? We will have half the market out there already done. And then once the balance half comes up, guess what? Racer Club will dominate the whole scene as far as P2E is concerned. That's my main aim. That's what I want to bring the value to the investors, the holders, the participants. So every single stakeholder of Racer Club, that's what I want to bring to the space, okay? Setup is nice and easy. Just to go through, if you've got a game pack NFT, what you're going to do with setup. Obviously, this is a high level view of it. When you go through, there'll be an assignment of a particular individual from the Racer Club Labs team that will sit with you and work out, your art styling, your track styling, etc. But it's in essence, you're going to come up with a title series name. But usually it's just, if you're CryptoPunks, it's CryptoPunks Racer Club. If it's Milady, it's Milady Racer Club. It's just nice and easy. The token contract address, so the main token contract address of your NFT. Your token contract address, which is either with NFTX.io already or with another person. They'll all have token contract addresses. NFT contract address, so your collection address. The multi-sig wallet access to control your dashboard. So, you might have moderators, admins, etc. that want to help and control the game whilst, people are playing it. So, not necessarily just for one single wallet. That's it. It's also for safety reasons as well. The racer setup, so the setup of each and every racer, how we're going to do things. So doesn't mean you have a 10,000 collection, 8,000 collection, that 10,000 different kind of art styles will be created for the 3D art. We pick as I said, the baseline formats. Usually it's 10 to 15. We create those art based on that there. How we identify each and every different NFT to that particular character, because it might look the same, is the number alongside it. It will say, like how go-karts have the number at the side. We have the number at the side, showing the NFT number. Okay. Track setup. So your own styling format track. We highly encourage that each and every Racer Club be set up in a fashion where it resembles their own NFT collection, because that way then your players are at home, okay, and they're playing their own thing. The tokenomics setup, as I said, there's a default setup already been done, 65 to the game. rewards 15% for staking, 15% for the collection owner's royalty, and 5% for Racer Club Labs. That's a default setup. You can always change that upon setup. You want to tune more here, tune more there, up to you. But that's the best tested case that we've worked out so far. The marketplace setup, this is key because you know what you want to have in your marketplace. It's all default. There's a template there already. But do you want to allow renting functionality? Do you want to add extra tokens to sell down there? For example, you know, instead of them going to sushi shop and buying the tokens, they can buy bulk tokens from the marketplace there itself. Many other things can be function and fashion in there. It's already template, but you can add to it there. It's just a setup protocol. Then the reward setup. This is for the number 1, number 2, number 3, and all the rest of the players. How do you want to do that? You can use our default strategy, or you can actually do it yourself as well. You want to reward number 1 only. You know, everyone else gets normal. Up to you. But I highly recommend just following the default structures because that is what everyone else will be doing. Like we don't regulate the reward side as far as I'm concerned. We reward the play side. Okay, but you know, if you want to thrive yourself in your own economies and play in the same level playing field with everyone else, I would say go with the defaults. However, you know, many people try to game the game. They can do what they want to do. You know, this is totally up to everyone out there. So yeah, we'll then run through a testing and launch phase with that Racer Club. So the idea is within 2 to 4 weeks, each and every Racer Club needs to be set up for each new club that comes on. So you got your Game Pack NFT, it's charging right now. You start your game straight away with it. 2 to 4 weeks, we'll go through this whole process of getting all the artwork done, everything else. All the people are on standby there, ready to go. And they can start the game for your players to play straight away. Now, no other person can do that. I can tell you right now. It's so hard to start a game in 2 to 4 weeks under the cost of $50,000 or even lesser. Like this would be, you come in early. Basically, you're building a property here, a club that is going to last forever. Okay. And by the way, I want to talk about that as well. So, if you've gone through this process and started your own club, first and foremost, you don't have to be the founder, the creator itself of that collection to start. It's a permissionless model. That's what we got right now. So you can start a club even if you're even the biggest holder or whale holder in that community. So you can start it straight away. Now, what happens if the club is started, we go through the whole process and your economy is not working or your community is not coming on board and things like that? Obviously, we'll try our best to help you to bring that the either the existing community members in or new community members in. But if you really say, you know what, I just want to sell my Game Pack NFT, you can do that as well. You can absolutely go out in secondary, sell a Game Pack NFT. But once that happens, that whole game resets from scratch. So you lose everything, all the game assets, everything in there, it's all gone. Okay? So always think of when you start a game, what you're going to do, how you're going to hold that. We've thought of these things here. There's no point saving a function. You can save a function and you want to sell the Game Pack NFT and you say, I'm selling it to someone who's actually the creation or the wallet, the creator of the project that wants to buy it from me. No problem. Then you can do that. Those savings of that images and assets will be saved. Okay. There might be a fee to a small little transfer fee to transfer it across to the next wallet owner. But other than that, it's all there. It exists there. Okay. We just want to make sure that people that start the games that they're actually going to start a real Racer Club and thrive alongside their economies alongside, and we'll be there to support all the way through. Okay. Moving down to phase 3, which is the R Club utility, and I like this a lot because a lot of times when games launch, they launch first the token. We are doing it the opposite way. We're launching the game first, building the whole player base, letting people use their own tokens, and then launch our utility token. Now, the utility token of R Club won't be for the game itself. It will be for something called the Asset Creators Marketplace. This Asset Creators Marketplace is where existing and new clubs and players come to update their game graphics. Okay, for example, one of the games thriving really well got sponsored by Coca-Cola. They want to start a Coca-Cola banner, no problem. They have to go through the Asset Creators Marketplace, get those 3D files created, and potentially either engage someone from our team or either the open source market. But to transact with that there, they need to use the R Club tokens. It's simple as that there. And that's the main functionality of why we believe that the R Club token will continue to be used in this marketplace, because people constantly do updates. You update your club. New clubs will form. Old clubs will drop. New clubs will form. So that's the continuation exercise and the whole economy of how the R Club token works. Other than that, though, the other utility will be So, okay, by the way, just one step back. So I gave you a billboard example, but there's a lot of other things that could happen as well. You know, for example, upgrade of the cars, upgrade of the stickers on the cars, the wheels, the tires, you know, other things that potentially that the collection owner might want to sell as additional accessories to the other holders, whatever it might be, to create more revenue in their own game, or they make the economy stronger. Up to them, okay? So these are the things that they can do dynamically via the asset creators marketplace. The other thing is, as I said, the R-Club token will be used as a governance token for the DAO. So by owning an R-Club token, you can make proposals, vote on certain matters that are mainly brought up by the board of directors and the rest of the community as well, the head community guys. But yeah, these board directors, as I said before, the 5 of them, the 5 key board directors there will be solely responsible to make sure that they can pass over the community feedback to actual happenings and implementation. That is key, that is critical, okay? And that's why we need that DAO format function there to facilitate all these things that continue to go on. Racer Club Labs will always be behind the scenes. We will continue to always help develop, execute all those tech matters, contracts, gaming assets, developments, human resource, all that kind of things. But the DAO and the board of directors where it's going to formulate to evolve the game, evolve the whole ecosystem to grow bigger and better into the future. Okay. This is the breakdown of the tokenomics supply. There's going to be 1 billion R Club tokens that are going to be minted on the TGE event, and essentially they're going to be broken down to 65% for the community Racer Club ecosystem, and the balance is going to go through the founder side, all the guys that are working behind the scenes to get the whole project launched and get going. Okay, as I said, everyone that has that are working behind the scenes to get the whole project going from a launch perspective, all the different parties there, all their tokens are vested, so they got to make sure that hit certain the project's got to reach certain milestones in order for them to unvest their tokens and to get their rewards. And it's all in small chunks as well. It's not massive amounts of money. But the community is where they're going to get the most benefit. By playing the game, by collecting the Game Pack NFT and holding on to them, staking them, that's where the major rewards is going to go. Okay, the DAO as well. The DAO is going to be holding a lot of the treasury funds of the R-Club token to reward community members back, because that's not going to go anywhere else except tournament prizes and things like that. So yeah, that is the main tokenomics setup. There's no burning. I'm a non-believer of burns. I don't think burn is important. I think it's important to drive demand rather than burn. And it's okay if the price is low, you just got to drive more demand. Okay, that's my opinion. Instead of cutting down the supply, because cutting down the supply is a very, very short-term solution. It's like a band-aid solution. You don't want that. You want a long-term proper solution for it. And to me, coming out with a demand driver solution is more important. Such as maybe in real life collaborations, F1 collaboration, more utility functionality for the R Club token, etc., will get you that extra demand. Okay, but based on the initial level built, on the initial dynamics and the flow and everything else, and the community numbers, all of that, this is sufficient for what it is right now. We feel to get a decent amount of pricing activity in the market for R Club token, plus future growth of it as well, plus sustainability over the term when more clubs join, when more players get involved as well. So the metaverse, I did not mention a lot of the word metaverse, but the crossover is going to be our metaverse, okay? Where now we can create a scenario where CryptoPunks racers can jump into Milady Racer Club if they're in the top ranks. ToastPunk Genesis can jump into CryptoPunks to play for their local tokens, etc. And the best way to present this in a virtual esports arena style format. So that's where we're gonna have some cool metaverse connections into it as well. To build this is going to be massive, but the more progress we go along the project, the more funds we have from that royalties of engagement and everything else, the easier it is for us to get where we need to get. Human resource and development is not an issue. It's more so about ensuring that the time and finance is met in order for things to happen. Okay, so I can assure you though, this is our ultimate goal. This is what I want to see happen, because I know of metaverses out there today, Sandbox and Central, and they launched upfront. Yeah, everyone is launching before. We want to launch behind is because we want to have all that players, all that functionality, all that use case first, then put them into the metaverse, okay? Then have that whole proper surrounding of, yes, this really works. And when people outside look at this, they go, okay, cool, that's our function, that's our utility, that's our proper metaverse, okay? So that's where we intend to head with things. You can go through the area I mentioned before on the DAO as well. It describes a little bit on the different areas. So you got the title series, the crossover, the treasury, innovation and growth. These are key elements to the DAO to ensure future continuation of the game. But yeah, I just want to leave this with something here. I don't know how long I've been talking for. A bit dry here. I just want to say thank you so much for hearing me out. For those that listen to every single word I said all the way through, really appreciate you. Obviously, learning about this. From my perspective, it's key that I get this message across because I want everyone to know what we're doing behind the scenes. We are building our asses off to ensure that we get things done. Okay, and I know that once that value hits, that the collections that we own plus the racer clubs that are out there are going to be attracted to this here and sign up to the game, everyone is going to sort of see this big increase everywhere else. Now, moving with the times as well, some of the crypto updates we have is that potentially we could see a 4 to 5 week from now, so it's start of August right now, potentially late August to September, which is our 1 year anniversary since ToastPunk first started. Could see another bull run come up. So that's just one alpha knowledge. I could be completely wrong, I don't know. So we want to time it in a way where it works really well for the community, okay? So there you go, guys. That was a session on Racer Club and where we're at with the game. Really appreciate all of you for listening in again. Also, if you need any links to collect ToastPunk NFTs, so the OG, to be part of the treasury management, or the Genesis, to be part of the early access form of the game, the links are below to pick them up from OpenSea. By all means, speak to our other community members and they'll teach you a lot about what's going on as well with other things that we do. Until next time, I will see you on Twitter. Definitely, my DMs are open. If you need any help, any assistance, if you're a project interested to get on board earlier, let me know. We'll be in touch. Thank you so much again. Have a good one.